Story 1 of The House with the Mezzanine and Other Stories. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. The House with the Mezzanine and Other Stories by Anton Chekhov. Translated by S.S. Kotelyansky, 1880-1955. Story 1. The House with the Mezzanine, A Painter's Story. It happened nigh on 7 years ago when I was living in one of the districts of the J province, on the estate of Bielokurov, a landowner, a young man who used to get up early, dress himself in a long overcoat, drink beer in the evenings, and all the while complain to me that he could nowhere find any one in sympathy with his ideas. He lived in a little house in the orchard, and I lived in the old manor house, in a huge pillared hall, where there was no furniture except a large divan, on which I slept, and a table at which I used to play patience. Even in calm weather there was always a moaning in the chimney, and in a storm the whole house would rock and seem as though it must split, and it was quite terrifying, especially at night, when all the 10 great windows were suddenly lit up by a flash of lightning. Doomed by fate to permanent idleness, I did positively nothing. For hours together I would sit and look through the windows at the sky, the birds, the trees, and read my letters over and over again, and then for hours together I would sleep. Sometimes I would go out and wander aimlessly until evening. Once on my way home I came unexpectedly on a strange farmhouse. The sun was already setting and the lengthening shadows were thrown over the ripening corn. 2 rows of closely planted tall fir trees stood like 2 thick walls, forming a sombre, magnificent avenue. I climbed the fence and walked up the avenue, slipping on the fir needles which lay 2 inches thick on the ground. It was still, dark, and only here and there in the tops of the trees shimmered a bright gold light, casting the colors of the rainbow on a spider's web. The smell of the firs was almost suffocating. Then I turned into an avenue of limes. And here too were desolation and decay. The dead leaves rustled mournfully beneath my feet, and there were lurking shadows among the trees. To the right, in an old orchard, a goldhammer sang a faint, reluctant song, and he too must have been old. The lime trees soon came to an
Sample complete. Ready to continue?